Alright, I got some beef here. I haven't made a video in a little while. Sorry about that. Just been having to focus on exams and school and stuff and all these projects, but finally get to making a video here. And I got some beef with this latest patch. 4.6. Like, I had beef with the 4.5 patch with all the nerfs that they handed out and horrible reworks. Namely the Rengar rework, which I despise completely. One of my favorite junglers just went to the trash bin. What can you do? That's what Riot likes to do, just nerf everything. Just nerf, nerf, nerf. Hand out nerfs like it's Christmas. Okay. Aatrox, nobody cares. Kassadin, Rengar, and Twitch. And oh boy, Wriggle's Lantern. Let's see here. Whatever, Aatrox is just they fixed the bug. Gragas. Oh, they gave him a buff. I guess they gave him 2 buffs from his weird rework that they gave him. And seems like they buffed Kassadin. Oh boy. He was only terrible after the rework, and now he's slightly less terrible. Maokai got a slight buff. Rengar got a slight buff, but who really cares, because he's terrible now. What else? Not bad. Oh boy. Look at that change right there. Oh man, that is... Woo! Oh, and yes. Because that's what we needed right there. That's what Riot needs to focus on right there. Spray and pray. Rat-tat-tat-tat. That's for you, Riot. Good job. And oh, look at this! We wanted to make Wriggle's Lantern more viable, and so people would actually buy the item by basically making it turn into a Feral Flare after 25 stacks, which made the item completely viable and made Jungle Shen actually work now. Like, I like jungling Shen at the moment, because Feral Flare made him good. It made quite a few junglers good and viable. But now they're just like, yeah, you know, we wanted to make that viable, which it was, and apparently we found it OP, so we nerfed it right away. Like, are you kidding me? What was the point of buffing the item? It wasn't OP at all. Half the junglers that it made good were mediocre to begin with, and it buffed them enough to make them good. And it just... Like, it takes a while to get 25 large monster kills. You gotta be farming quite a bit on the junglers that it makes decent. And to up that to 30 large monster kills just means that your Wriggle's Lantern is gonna be that much useless, or it's going to be that useless for that much longer, which means you're not going to be ganking as soon. Like Jungle Shen, you just got moved back for 5 whole entire camps, and you're like, that's not good. And you buffed it up, or you made its price go up to 1,800. Well, that just takes away from the point of the Wriggle's Lantern. A Spirit Stone item is arguably better for the price cost, and it's only 200 more than this. Like, it's better for 90% of champs. It's just better. And you just make Wriggles cost the same amount, except, and then you make it take more large monster kills to actually become a decent item. Like, why? I don't get the purpose. Why? Like, who told you that it was too strong? It performed too well. You had, like, what? A week's time of testing this in the. Like. I don't understand. It just made the jungles, or the junglers that were viable, or became viable because of this item, it just slapped them back down to unviable, or not viable. It takes too long. You could be like the amount that it takes to do 5 large camps, you could get at least 2 good ganks off, and that is huge. Two major ganks on like a bot lane and a mid lane can snowball your lane so hard. It just makes you that much more useless for that long. Heal got. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I can agree with that. X-Tech Sweeper. I don't know if anyone actually cares about this stuff, but whatever. Blackfire Torch. Remove the. Yeah, this is what I don't get. They nerfed Twin Shadows because apparently Twin Shadows was so strong and so used when nobody used it. Who used Twin Shadows? Apparently, Riot just got the idea that Twin Shadows was too strong because they got data from God knows where, and apparently people complained that the 5% movement speed buff that it gave or whatever was too OP, so they nerfed that. And now they're nerfing Blackfire Torch. Like, where do they get this data from? Nobody like builds. Nobody built this. There's no reason to build it. It was just bad. Yeah, sure, it cost like 2,000 gold, and it was decent stats, but there's just better items. I don't understand. Twisted Tree Line. I haven't played that in a while. Bots. Who cares about bots? But honestly, like, this shouldn't have happened. They should have just left it the way it was. It like, this was good enough. This cost right here was good enough as it was. That was good. This is not good. That just makes it that much longer for you to actually get something decent. And it's just now it's in direct competition with a Spirit Stone item, and it's not as good. Spirit Stone items help in fights. Wriggle's Lantern really doesn't help in fights. Like, oh boy, 15 AD and some attack speed. Whoopee. Spirit Stone items give like 350 HP, 10% cooldown, friggin' tenacity buffs. Lizard Elder gives like half of the red buff where it does dot damage, like, and 30 AD plus 10% cooldown, and all of the Spirit Stone items heal, and then the other, like, Spectral Wraith gives 80 AP and all the same other stuff is it. Like, this doesn't compete with that for the same price range. Why would I want to pay that for something else that's better? There's no point. And this item was not OP on those junglers, or a lot of the junglers people list, like Nocturne, because Nocturne would rather have another item than this. Nocturne does not need this item. He would much rather just have a Blade of the Rune King and some other damage item. Like, you don't need Feral Flare on Nocturne. Just didn't give him anything. There's better items that he could be using. Well, I hope they turn Rengar back to the way he was, because this new Rengar is just poop. It's just, oh boy, we got another bruiser in the meta, folks, and he's worse than the other ones. So what's the point of using Rengar? None. Just none. Like, you keep his bolas as a skill shot, but return Thrill of the Hunt and Savagery back to the way they were. Like, Rengar wasn't even overpowered in the first place. Like, he was just literally a one pump chump. He would go stealth, hop on a carry or something squishy, and try to one shot them as fast as possible. And if someone stunned him or CC'd him in the middle of doing that, well, like, GG. Because you better have built something beefy on him, or else you're just in a world of hurt. Kassadin should have. I mean, I think Kassadin was kind of balanced before, just because his laning phase was so outright bad that his late game made up for it. So I don't know. I don't agree with the Kassadin nerf. The Gragas rework. I don't know. They're trying to turn him into some weird. I don't know. A lot of people don't like the new Gragas rework, and I can see why. It kind of just flipped them on his head. And Aatrox, well, nobody uses Lametrox because Lametrox sucks. It really does. He's just a horrible mess that gets killed off by crowd control completely. You ult, and then you get hard CC'd, and then you gotta keep walking towards the enemies, you get slowed, and then you get hard CC'd some more. And Aatrox really doesn't build too tanky, so a burst mage can pretty much just kill you. Yeah, whatever. It's Aatrox, but change this back. And change this back. There was no reason to do this. It was not OP. People were just complaining because these new junglers were actually viable, and then they had to deal with them, and they can't find ways to deal with them. So they started complaining, and Riot has to, put some band-aids on that and bring out the Nerf bat. Like, oh, Fiora's too strong. Master Yi's too strong. Like, if you have trouble with the Master Yi jungle, you're probably not good at this game. Yi jungle's not too hard to deal with. Like, the only thing Yi does well is punish bad players. So, I mean, if you know what you're doing, if you've put time into League to get good at League and understand the game, and you see a Yi, like, the enemy team has a Yi on it, you know exactly what he wants to do. He wants to catch you out of position with low health. And it's so easy to get around that. You just ward and make sure you're not dumb. So, I don't understand these people's complaints. And Fiora is easy enough to counter. Really not hard. You can see a Fiora coming from a mile away, so... And Wriggles doesn't really improve her ganks at all. And that's just my take on this 4.6 update. Or patch. Why do we even call it patch at this point? No. Replace... Yeah, nerf. Put nerf right there. That's what it really is. 4.6 nerf notes. That's all that ever happens. Except for, like, one case where they buffed, like... these two, and the rest are just like, ugh. Ugh. Anyways, that's my take on it. Leave comments in the comments section, or give a thumbs up or thumbs down, like or dislike, depending on whether you agree with me or not, but it's just my opinion. We're all entitled to our opinions, but I think Riot's just trying to do some crazy things to too many champs at once, and we all saw what happened with Skarner and such. We're gonna do a great rework on Skarner, and now he's never used because he sucks so bad. Yeah. Anyways, that's enough. That's like pretty much a review turned into rant. So I'll end it off there. If you like the If you like my video, be sure to check out my other videos. But that's the end of this one.